And sure we're live. I think we are. You. Okay, cool. We're live. We're live. Let me get a little screenshot. And I'll post this. Everyone, final day of regionals prep. Finish our doc and make our power rankings today. Twitch.tv/gangly TFT. Boom. And okay. All right, I think we're ready. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Welcome back to final day of regionals prep. The other day was super insightful. I actually really appreciated everyone who was not only, you know, hanging out and chatting, but also there were a lot of people just like contributing, which was super helpful. So yeah, I appreciate everyone. Let's get to work on everyone we're missing. So first things first, I'll sort by notes. That way I can see who I don't have notes for. Okay. Let's start with Cash. Cash, I think, is a player that the people's read on him is a bit up and down. You know, he's been performing really well on North American ladder, but his tournament results over the last few sets have been pretty consistent and not particularly noteworthy. You know, like he's made it to regionals last set. He didn't do particularly well. Apart from that, his results have been kind of meh. And the note I put here is that he's kind of starting to near that known quantity status, which of course can be kind of scary. Not that anyone is a true known quantity, of course, right? Like it's TFT and people improve at the game. But let's just, I think that is like the narrative here for me. Okay, so people's read on Cash has been quite up and down. Tournament performances this set ring a bell to those who remember his scores in set 13. And frick, no, I always do that, man. Set 13 original notes. People's read on Cash has been quite up and down this set. His last set, yeah, it was almost exactly the same. So his performance on the NA ladder has been quite impressive. He's currently top 10. His tournament result, ring a bell to those who remember his set 13 run. What up, Waff? Big Waff in the chat. Last set, I considered Cash one of the weaker players in the field, and his bottom half performance didn't make any waves. This set, his stats are eerily similar on many fronts, though he's been able to reduce his 8th place rate substantially. My note for this last set was to convert on high roll while reducing variance on low roll. He's done half of that. If he wants to really impress the field, Cash needs to show that he can not only avoid bottom placement, but also convert on high roll. I think Cash is going to be one of the players I put in the bottom 4. It is very hard to determine who exactly you want to put in that bottom 4, but I think he is probably one of those players. I wanted to pull up. I did reach out to PieHat. I wanted to get some thoughts on Tex. And PieHat's insight was that he was ranking Tex really highly until Cup 3. Tex had a really bad third Cup. Tex Summers. It was like 100 something, 113th. One 585. Oh, you know what though? Okay, so it was not good, but also he was the bottom of the cutoff. He was the last person to get cut, or the first person to the last person to get cut. Yeah, he was the last person to get cut from the field in a 4-game sample size. Like, you know, if he goes 1-1, I mean, no, it's a really rough. It's a rough start. Yeah. But outside of that, his other 2 tournaments were solid. 13th and a 49th. Was this his first final day since the merge? Cup 2. No, okay. It is, I actually do think it is worth noting that he has only made final day twice since the merging of the regions. The last time he made it to regionals, he did not perform well, going 25th. I mean, this set, he seems like he's much more in form. I am assuming he got in here off of, was it LATAM or was it off of the top 4? He got in off qualifier points. Interesting. 77th, 62nd, and 4th? Really? 4th was enough. That's interesting. Oh, I guess one of these is a day 2. Maybe there's a jump. Greetings, everybody. Hello, hello. I would be willing to say that this is his best set since the merging of the regions. It's close to set 11. 77, 62, 4. It's very similar. 113th like really messes this up. It's very similar. I would say it's worth comparing to set 11, where he also did very well in an open, right? 3rd LATAM Open, and then 4th. Actually, it's almost an exact mirror of his set 11, but in set 11 he did not automatically qualify to Tactician's Crown because Altanawe and Michael both popped off during the regular season. Okay, so where do we start? Then we start background. Tex Summers is one of the most iconic names from LATAM. Was it 79? No, it was earlier than that, right? 6, 7, 8 that he went back to back to back. Oh, it was 7, 8, 9. Okay. Yeah. Main set 7, 9. Tex Summers qualified to the set championship 3 consecutive times, putting him in one of the most exclusive clubs in TFT history. Since then, however, Tex has struggled to find that same level of success. Since the merging of the regions, Tex has only placed final day in a cup twice. Well, Tex Summers is a regular chatter in Robin Song's chat and is a frequent baiter to convince chat to bet points one way while he places large points in the opposite direction. Is that true? Because that's great. That's good trivia. Last time Tex appeared in the Golden Spatula. Man, I am so sick of it being called Golden Spatula, by the way. Like, why can it not just be called Regional Finals? It is so much better when it's called Regional Finals. The last time Tex appeared in the Golden Spatula, his qualification method mirrored this set nearly to the... When you're saying to the T, is it like to the T? To the T. Or, oh, it's literally to the T. Okay. Nearly to the T. To a T. Yeah, no, you're nearly to a T. A T. A T or to the T? I don't know. I think if I say it fast enough, no one will know the difference. That's the goal. Nearly to a T. In that Golden Spatula, he placed 25th with a quiet exit. Big picture, LATAM has struggled over the last few sets and is missing many of the once stars from their region. Tex and Ankale have a huge responsibility this weekend. Not only are they playing for the pride of their region, They are playing for the representation of LATAM in the pro circuit next set. While Tex has already qualified for Worlds, he isn't guaranteed his slot in Tier 1. For that reason, I truly believe that that Tex will seize this moment and qualify for at least day 2. I actually feel like that might be a hot take because I've seen that people are really low on Tex. And it makes sense. Like, we're playing on the patch that had a tournament where he did not do well, right? Let me pull up. The thing is, let me just go to his scores outside of that, you know? I know you can't really just like delete 4 games. It's not fair. But if we did, for a moment, Tex's stats are not bad, you know? And I would say, like, just going off my gut, I would put him more in this tier. Philip, Trevisan, Bopster, Popzera, like I would feel more confident putting him in this tier than I would putting him alongside Ankale and Cash. But the fact that it's being played on this patch is not a great sign. That said, I mean, listen, we saw Pokigom dominate the first 2 days of Tacticians Cup 3. Where are those standings? Right? Pocky was here. What is this? Like, I don't know, 10th or something on day 1. First after day 2. Day 3 comes and he bombs out. He's bottom 5. Right? Like, if Pocky had these scores on day 1, he is eliminated in as many games as Tech Summers. So, obviously it's not a great look, and day 1 is a weaker field, so you're expecting people to be able to perform, but still, it is TFT, and variance can be a killer. I would not count out Tech Summers just because of that last event, and I think people are. I know, like, he hasn't proven himself in quite a while, but to me, there's such a huge opportunity for LATAM to rise to the occasion and find their spot in tier 1. I just feel like narratively, it would be so cool to see Tech Summers actually be the one to do that. And, you know, if you like had to, if you feel uncertain about something, you kind of have to choose whether to be optimistic or pessimistic. And I am personally choosing to be optimistic in a situation in which I feel many people are just choosing to be pessimistic. What is advantage? Advantage is if you, it's kind of like a way of looking at AVP. Basically, if you equalize the AVPs of the field, or if you normalize them so that you find the midpoint, normally the midpoint would be 4.5. Here, it's not. Here, the midpoint's actually 4.1, it looks like. That's the median, or actually the mean AVP of this field. And so advantage is basically a metric that shows if 4.1 is the midpoint, how much of an advantage do you have on the field? So you can normally ignore anyone that has very few games, like Setsuko's here. It's like he does not actually have a full placement and a half advantage. But yeah, it's literally AVP relative to the field. Need a good NA guy who does not belong to any study group, just scouting. Who does not belong to a study group. Setsuko. Milk is in a study group right now, but his study group is kind of inactive. And then JRC is not really. Honestly, a lot of the NA players tend to have study groups already. Let's see. Dish Soap doesn't have a study group, but I don't think he would join one. Equation has one. Broseph has one. Kurum might not have a study group. Also, while you're here, can you tell me, is your name Kaim or Kim? Because I've always said Kaim, but I wasn't sure the correct way to say it. But yeah, I would say Kurum might be your best bet. Sounds like E. Keem. Oh, Keem. Or, oh, Kem. It's like that. I see. It's like soft or shorty. No, long, shorty. Kim. Kurum was prepping with me, Bopster, and Pocky last night. All right. Well, there you have it. So, Kurum might have a study group. Sorry, Kim. Okay. So we're done with techs. Still have a lot left. Also, Cam, I want you to know I'm betting on you this weekend. I've got a good feeling. I think you're due. I really think you're due. How are you feeling confidence-wise? I would love to know. Okay, 8th would be pretty good. I do have. Wait. I do have something. I do have a good feeling about you, Dehua. I said in Frodan's thing. I think people are underrating you because you dunked on dish soap. I don't know if I would put you bottom 4. I don't think I would. That's kind of where everyone's putting you right now. Yeah. Don't jinx yourself. I get it. I think the goal is just play like yourself. You are flying close to the sun. Oh yeah. It is a true Icarus story right now. And we're about to see how heat resistant these wax wings of yours are. Bop Zera. I know what I want to say about Bop Zera. Let me just make sure that what I'm saying is fair. Okay, yes. It's the exact it's basically actually if I go to my set 12 regionals notes, Bop Zera, it's I promise you it's going to be almost word for word the same thing. And all we need to do is add one extra line about set 12 and then set 13. Bop Zera broke out in set 11 as the shining star of the new generation of Brazilian TFT. In a regionals field where every other Brazilian had competed in the regional finals, Bop Zera led the region in QP, eventually edging out iconic Brazilian Ego Illusions for a spot of the Tactician's Crown. After falling short at both the Golden Spatula and the Tactician's Crown, 26th and 27th respectively, Bop Zera has yet to score an elite placement at a major event. So we can actually just double down on that, right? Because then he went 28th at the next Golden Spatula and then did not even qualify to the regionals after that. And that's kind of, for me, I'm not trying to say that Bop Zera is a choker, but I think that he's not helping himself, fight the allegations. I think that a regional finals can be quite daunting. And I don't think it's a coincidence that he's been bottom 8 at 3 of 3 major events that he's competed in. Actually, wait, no, was that a 32 person Worlds or was that a 40? I think that was 32, right? Yeah. Yeah, so he's been bottom 8 in every major event he's entered. Okay. I'm just going to get rid of this middle part. Broke out in set 11 as a shining star of the new generation of Brazilian TFT after falling short of both the Golden Spatula and Tactician's Crown. Whoa. What did I just do? Added this stuff. I want to hide. Nope, I didn't do. Whatever. Where's. Whatever. What was I saying? Okay. The sheen on Mobzera began to fade. This was followed up by his third consecutive bottom 8 at a major, at the Goldens, at the set 12 Golden Spatula, and further developed before failing to qualify in set 13. Mobzera has proven since the merge that he is capable of placing among the very best in the region. However, his inability to show up when it matters most is a very real concern and one that I refuse to overlook until he proves that it isn't a pattern any longer. I mean, like, I think it would surprise some people, but I am actually tempted to put Mobzera in the bottom 8, maybe even worse than that in this field, despite the fact that he did have a good set. Because personally, I value performance very highly, and I just feel like there are a lot of other players in this field that have, who have showed up when it matters most. That said, there are a lot of newcomers, right? It's like 8 newcomers and 7 two-time attendees? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 15 of the 32 players who have never played in regionals or only played once. So maybe that actually is an edge for Mobzera in some way, Wait, didn't we just do Mobzera? Where'd he go? Okay, whatever. I don't remember how I sorted it before. We'll just keep doing it this way. Quintanilla. Okay. So, Quintanilla, first time at a regional finals, which includes the Brazilian regionals as well. And that's, believe it or not, pretty uncommon. I know Taliant is also... Actually, no. Quintanilla is the only... I actually think Quintanilla might be the only Brazilian we've ever had in an America's Golden Spatula who had never been to a regional finals before. Because even Mobzera had made the Brazilian finals before. Like this, by the way, Quintanilla. Quinta. Okay, not Quint. That makes sense. Quintanilla. I'm going to look into this because that would be a pretty fun fact to be able to drop. That 11, because so Bio had already been there. Mobzera had already been there. Koala might not have. Let's see. Koala, Espelto. Nope, he had. Slooper, Toji, Lucas. Yeah, I mean, the rest of these I don't even have to check. And then set 12. Do I have it? I don't have that data. Bob Zara, CMB, yep. Ego, yes. Lucas, Shaco. Shaco, I don't know. Let's see. No, looks like that's not true because Shaco was newer. Okay, nope, not true. Cool idea, but not the case. Okay. What do we know about Quintanilla and what can we draw from Quintanilla from the stats to make him a bit more interesting? Quintanilla started competing. So brand new competitor, started in set 12. 114, 70, 59th, 76, 30th, 108, 32. Wow. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but like 114 plus 59 divided by 2. So averaged 86th place. And then it's 76 plus 30 plus. No, not plus. Divided by 2, 53. And then this one is 108 plus 32 plus 5 divided by 3. It's like every set, his average placements in tournament have improved since set 12. And it's been a slow progression that has manifested in getting the top 4 slot. Actually, did he get top 4 slot? No, this is QP slot, isn't it? Yeah, he got a QP slot. This is a very standard rate of improvement over the last 3 sets that I actually think makes Quintanilla more of a threat than some people are considering. 108th to 32nd to 5th, everyone is improving. And there's only 4 more spots that they could improve. And this is his NA account. Peaked 1100. Okay. Whoa. You know what's funny about this? Is this actually backs up his stats quite a bit too, right? Take a look at this. Look at this extremely high eighth rate. He's the most volatile player in the field, perhaps, right? Extremely low bounce back rate, extremely high first or eighth rate, but a middle of the pack AVP. Quintanilla is like he's a flipper. What does he play? Dynamo? Strategist, amp. Okay, he's an amp player as well. How much 5 amp has he played? $50 games in his last 200? No, this is all. Are these games? These aren't today, right? These are okay. Yeah, this is all last patch. High chance these types of accounts are shared. Oh, interesting. I did not know that. I don't know if you knew this, but you're not allowed to share accounts, actually. I think Soju told me that. Maybe, I don't know. That would surprise me. Why are you guys saying for sure shared? Also, I feel like the more I'm looking into Quintanilla, the more interesting this character becomes. And the thing is, even if it's shared, the fact that the stats mirror their stats in tournament, like above average top 1 rate, significantly above average 8th place rate, low bounce back rate, doesn't this graph look like a tilter? He's super streaky. I mean, low key, this might not be a shared account. The stats check out. Okay, let's right into this a little bit. The more I look into Quintanilla, the more interesting of a character he has become. He is still a relatively green competitor, starting his journey in just set 12. In each set that he's competed in, he has improved his average placement, manifesting in a 5th place finish at TC3 to lock in a QP slot. But the more interesting part of Quintanilla is what his stats tell us about his play. He has an above average first place rate, by far the highest 8th place rate. Does he have the worst bounce back rate? No. Oh, that goes to Dahua. Dahua has the worst bounce back rate in the field. Is Dahua a tilter, or did TC3 just ruin Dahua's stats? That's the question. I actually feel like TC3 might have ruined Dahua's stats. One of the worst bounce back rates in the field. But a middle of the pack AVP. What this says about Quintanilla is I have no idea how to spell the word abundantly. Nice, we got it. Is abundantly clear. This man is the streakiest player in the field. If you can stop him on game 1, he's not coming back. Is it possible to make the sheet public and view only? Missed the previous stuff, but would love to see it. That is something I'll think about. To be honest, I think selfishly, a part of why I don't make this stuff public is because I think there are how do I say this? I think there are very few edges that the main broadcast has over co-streamers, and I try really hard to make my prep one of the edges that I can personally bring to the main broadcast. Obviously, I can't control everything. I can control what I do, and so a part of me does feel like, okay, well, if you want to learn about this stuff, I would rather you listen to the main broadcast. But also, in truth, I don't even get to bring up half this stuff that I write. I prep it so that I need it, as I have it in case I need it, but I never get to talk about it all. There's not enough time. I mean, the prep streams are like 20 hours combined, right? Not really. They're like 10 hours combined. I'll think about it. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. It'd be interesting to map out the AVPs for players in each of the recent sets. Yeah, I don't know. Were you here? Did I show you this? How I was tracking career AVPs. I have it from sets 7 through 11, but at some point it broke, and I can't figure out what went wrong. But yeah, this is like, I reference this quite a bit. It's one of the reasons why, I am lower on some players that other people have a lot of confidence in. In particular, I think a really good example is Darth. Like this stat in particular is a very big reason why I am not nearly as high on Darth as most people are, set after set. And even though he made Worlds last set, I don't. And then you see like the stats he did have in tournament are not inspiring. I'm not saying last set was a fluke, but I do think that he was much stronger last set than he is on average. And I think it will take a lot for me to consider Darth to be a better, like a strong tournament player. I don't doubt that he's amazing. I don't doubt that he's incredible at the game. Yeah, Gangly confirmed hater. Yep, you heard it here first. I hate Darth Nub. Just kidding. I actually should not do that because people can just clip whatever they want. How do I? It's Roboto, isn't it? It is Roboto. That's why it looks different, and it's there we go. Clipped and shipped. Oh man. J or C? Okay, what I know about J or C is that Dahua told me he is Chinese. And I saw, and Frodan confirmed that. Wait, who did I just look up? I looked up Dahua. J or C? But we don't know anything else besides this, right? Wait, where is it this? JCLGX. He got last place. Yeah, we know that he got we know that he went last in a Chinese tournament last set. How did they qualify in?
Hello，大家好，我是 JC。这个版本呢，虽然阵容方面没有太多改动，但是因为装备的一些变化，导致某些阵容的强度是有所下降的。我将结合我在千锋局。
I don't really know exactly what I'm looking at. Is this his channel? The first season 5. What? Where is there an about me page here? He makes a lot of videos. He's a Chinese content creator. Oh, the first season 5 TOC champion of Station B and the National Services, the live broadcast. Hold on. Show original. Does anyone speak Chinese and can give me a better translation of this? Season 5 TOC champion of Station B. What does that mean? TOC 5 champion. So let's see. TOC 5 was which one? Monsters attack? What if which of these words means station B? Oh, maybe this? Like, what if I look up this? Did I mean Boston? No. All right, I don't know. Chat, if you guys can't help me with this, I think I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to say he's the first Season 5 TOC champion of Station B in the US. And the national servers. National servers? Oh, rank 1 in both NA and CN servers. Billy, Season 5 TOC regional champion. Streaming. Oh. Station B is Billy. Thank you so much, guys. This is incredible. Okay, so this guy has been rank 1 in both NA and CN. And he won the Set 8 Billy tournament for TOC 5. Which isn't on Liquipedia, which is why we don't have it. Oh no, that's Cyber City. No. TOC 5. Yeah, we don't have it. That's why Billy is not on. He won the Billy qualifier in Set 5. So this guy's competed for a while. Chinese content creator, won the Billy qualifier event in TOC 5. Wouldn't that mean that he made it into something though? Into like regionals? He would have to be in TOC 5 if he won. Is this all players? We will figure this out. Because maybe he went to platform circuit. Billy. It says that they would have gone there. I seed. Yin. Yaga. I don't think he's any of these, but this is who he said he won. So who won the finals and what was his tag then and why is it not connected? We are going to figure this out because also aren't all of these, I feel like I know most of these names. I don't know who this is. I might need to reach out to Clement and see if Clement can dig anything up for me. Let me see if Clement is online right now. Hey, do you know someone by the name of J or C? And this guy, he said he says he won the Billy regional tournament in TOC 5, but I don't see his name in TOC regional finals. Do you think he's playing under another tag? And now we wait and see. Maybe Clement can help us. Because the other thing is if we can find, this is set 6, right? Oh, wait. Champion of the B division. JC. It looks like his tag is just JC. First set 6, and this is second set 8. It's still, it looks like it's still under JC. Okay. This is maybe not the best use of my time. This is set 5. Why does this say set 8? Oh, that's second set, 8th place, or second game, isn't it? This is all set 5. This is all set 5. And he won. But this is not TOC 5. TOC 5 was Monsters Attack. So it's a previous one. It's like 7, 6, 5. TOC 2? TOC 2 maybe? Reckoning? Is JC in here? Platform Circuit. Billy 2. Like, could he be either of these players? Shi, Xing, Che, Da, Chu. I feel like the answer is probably no, because we would probably know. Oh, Clement. Hey, Clement. Okay. Whew. Okay, Clement. We are trying to figure out J or C. I don't know if you know who this guy is, but he... J or C. He's on Liquipedia saying that he competed in the Billy Finals TOC 10. So then I found his Billy account where it says the first... Oh, hold on. No, I'll show it to you in Chinese because you don't need me to do this. Where it's supposed to say that he's the Billy champion. Billy Season 5 TOC Regional Champion. But the thing is, I can't find him in any of the regional stuff. TN friends just confirmed. Oh, this is juicy. Confirmed what? Oh, wait. Confirmed that it's a Billy tournament? Or you mean you're about to drop who he is? Because I'm trying to do some detective work in a language I don't speak. I mean his identity, like what we are curious. In TOC at all. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, but it's weird that he said he's the champion, right? Because that's what this says. You know? I mean, I don't know, but... Who are you, JRC? JOC. Wait a second. That's not actually a TOC champion. It's a Billy tournament. But doesn't the Billy tournament... Look, the platform circuit, like, if you win a Billy tournament, don't you make it into the regional finals? You know? I know there's something in here that says, I won Billy tournament. The TOC equals our GS. This sounds like a precursor tournament. So like it would mean that he won a cup or something. Okay, but we can confirm then that he's been playing in Bilibili tournaments as early as set 5, because we were watching a video before. And this says that TOC... Oh, does that mean set 5? He probably is saying set 5, not TOC 5. Because the tournament we saw was him winning a Bilibili tournament in set 5. So he's actually a long-standing Chinese competitor, primarily at the tier 2 level. That's what it sounds like to me. Unless any of these videos here are saying something like, you know, I won. No. Okay, this is just Sugarcraft thing. Yeah, I don't exactly understand how he's playing either, to be honest, because I thought it was a year residency. But he played TOC 5, isn't he? Or TOC 10. Isn't TOC 10 last set? I thought there was a time requirement. Empty City. Is that what Open Fort translates to? That's kind of awesome. Empty City. The top king teaches you 3 sets of lineups to play. US service Empty City. Is he attributing Open Fort to like NA style here maybe? Okay, I am getting very distracted. Okay. Champion of the B division. So does B division see? Oh, it's just weird because it has the TOC thing, has like the TOC logo on it. What do these words mean? What do you mean? Oh, maybe I can translate this. You on the platform, see how much for the triple. How do I translate this? Why is my translate thing not? Hey. Because maybe this says like good luck at the TOC. You know? Translate.google.com. For winning B Station TOC champion. Win it back next time. Okay, so Station B must mean something like Tier 2. It must be a reference to Tier 2. That is the only thing I can think of. And in addition, there are like players with silver accounts and stuff. Or not silver, diamond accounts and masters. So yeah, I think we're down to say that he has been a long-standing tier 2 competitor in CN, particularly on the Bilibili circuit. And this is the first time we're seeing him, or no, not, was it this? Was this his first time competing in NA? Yeah, it was. I mean, clearly he's good though. His scores are all very solid. I just want to know, what was he doing before this? There's nothing here about competitive, from what I can tell. All right, down to say, based on what I know, let me just write notes here real quick, is Chinese TFT content creator, long-standing tier 2 competitor in CN, primarily in the Bilibili circuit. I would love, if anyone knows this guy, I would just love to know a bit more about him. So if anyone has a way to connect us, or if you know if he speaks English at all, that would also be very helpful. But yeah, I would love to learn a little bit more about his story. All right, let's just write something, and then I'll say first time competing in Americas. Jersey may appear to be a new face in the scene, but don't be fooled. Been a long-standing competitor in CN with tournament experience dating back as early as set 5, where he won the Bilibili TOC qualifier. I really wish I could say like the Bilibili tier 2 TOC qualifier, because it's weird to me. How is it a TOC qualifier if it's not qualifying to TOC when he wins? Like, what is this tournament? It's driving me nuts. Like, if it's this one right here, platform circuit, then he should have gotten the spot to LCQ or finals. And it says here that Bilibili was, oh, it doesn't say. It says the top 3 were Milk Me, Mo Yun Ron, and this person. We could compare. Is there anyone named Milk Me? Higher quality? No. I'm fixating on this, and I really should not be, but I'm having a very hard time letting go of not knowing who this guy is. Are any of these like oh wait, no, this is live. This is TOC 11. Ooh-yeah. Oh. Okay, I think we just give up on it. As much as it's killing me, I think for contracted high elo streamers. And there's just nothing, there's just no info on this anywhere. Okay, wait, what if I just look up JC? Okay, wait, he's played in NA for a long time though. He's been playing since that 2. Has challenger in NA as early as set 2. My head actually hurts because of my my frustrations with not figuring out exactly what's going on with this guy. Okay. Last set he competed in the CN circuit. Last thing I need to look up. Last set, did he get in as a streamer? Because they don't have the details. Not up until this point, like it really makes it sound like all of these players are not high level players, but are primarily streamers. Even if you did play Super Server C and Cups, might not have been able to participate. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I also want to know what this LGX could mean. Is that a thing? Is LGX something? The team, maybe? I don't know. Under the Billy circuit, with poor results. Coming to NA, or coming to Americas, J or C has had an extremely solid set. He supports the third highest high roll conversion rate in the field, only behind Setsuko and Wajan Iverson. While his top 4 rate is quite low for this field, the drastic difference between his first and 8th rate clearly signify that he has mastered the style of converting strong positions into first while dodging 8th as often as possible. This playstyle is going to be extremely entertaining. I'm also going to look at his LOL test to see what he's actually playing. Entertaining to watch against the strongest field the Americas has to offer. Where was he? It was... Okay, what is he playing? Let's go. Champions. Total. I mean, a lot of Dynamo stuff. Kind of hard to gauge based on this stuff. Well, like a good amount of 4 Dynamo games. Do I have a tier list I can judge harshly even though I haven't watched much America? Not yet. I'm going to do my tier list after I write stuff on all the players. So I've got a few more to do. I'm kind of curious why. You know, I guess that does kind of make sense. Like Dynamo is a comp that can absolutely win games, but it also is pretty resistant to 8s because you're playing around 3 costs, right, on level 8. And so you still beat a lot of the players who play for 4 costs and miss. But he must play it very greedy because I don't think it's like a comp I would play with. I would expect a crazy win rate with. You know what's interesting is, wait, view by tier. I don't know how to. I don't exactly know how to read this. Like 22% win rate with Divinicore doesn't really say that much. Yeah, maybe it's better to do this on tactics.tools. It might be better to just do it on tactics.tools. Okay, I guess it's not really fair because the last, however many games are going to be a lot of EXO. Whoa. Minus 400 LP on Mord. I mean, seeing a lot of reroll, but also a lot of not. I also want to see the games that he won. Seeing Graves, seeing Zeri. Oh, that's cool. Fast 9 stuff. Forgot. EXO. Graves. Also a lot of seconds. Okay, is it me or does his win rate not look that good this patch? Dynamo. Amp. TF. Whoa. Win with TF. Oh, I guess Unending Despair, Wit's End. Maybe that's why. Dynamo. Okay, a lot of wins on Dynamo. Okay. This guy's the Dynamo Fiend. He has so many wins off Dynamo. I'll just make a note here. High win rate on Dynamo. I should get his stats from the last couple cups too, that like the comp stats. I know Riot has those. Hi, just joined the stats on my Excel sheet based on ranked or tournament. These are tournaments in this current set. So only set 14. All right. Let's leave it there. For now, we have JRC covered for the most part. Let's go to Philip. Philip. I love Philip. Philip's my boy. He is. I always root for Philip. I do think he's due. I feel like he's gone like 16th in regionals like a million times. I don't know if that's actually true. It feels that way. 16th, 15th, 16th. Yeah. Perfectly C tier. And admittedly, that's kind of where his stats are, right? Slightly above average AVP, sitting at 4.2. What's most interesting about Philip is that he is the first or eighth player in the field. I guess alongside JRC. Or no, not JRC. Who was it? We just talked about a first or eighth player. I guess JRC was just the first or bot 4 player, not really first or eighth. But Philip is the first or eighth player that I think of, at least. Oh yeah, Quint. That's who it was. Or Kint. Philip is historically the first or eighth player from North America. He's very good at converting into wins. He always has a low top 4 rate. It makes him extremely volatile, but he kind of always finds a way to average it out. And in the end, it ends in the 16th in regionals kind of every single time. I choose to believe in Philip because, one, he's from New York. And so we're tri-state. That's my boy. That's my guy. But also, I think I really respect his view on like how... I really respect his view on himself in the scene. I feel like there are a lot of people in TFT that tend to be overconfident in their abilities. And Philip, I remember asking him like, okay, well, like, what's your edge on the field? And I remember he told me, he's like, oh, my edge is that I don't think I'm perfect. I know that I make a lot of dumb mistakes and I work really hard to try and fix those. I think he's just very self-aware, which is a tangible edge, you know, to some capacity. Of course, like it has to translate. Just because you're aware that you're making mistakes doesn't mean that you are going to stop. Is HRC high roll conversion? Yes. HRC is when you top 4, how likely are you to turn it into a first? So if we sort by high roll conversion, he's going to be in the top 5, I would say. You can't be baited by Setsuko's numbers because he only has 19 games. But like the fact that we're right next to Weijin tells you a lot about the way Philip plays when he high rolls, right? He's Weijin, but he top 4s less. That's Philip. I think he's willing to flip the game a bit more. Okay. There are 2 primary talking points for Philip. The first is that he is the... Why do I keep using words I can't spell? Quintessential first or 8th player from North America, historically speaking. He consistently has an above average first rate alongside an above average 8th rate. He has one of the highest HRC rates in the field, but it is paired with one of the lowest top 4 rates. Philip is rarely playing for middle placements, which gives him fantastic comeback ability in tournament. What is HRC? Is the percentage of times that when you top 4, how often is it that when you top 4 you convert it into a first? So it's more about converting your high roll into first. That's how I came up with the name. I also don't know if the names for these stats are going to stick or if there's a better one for them. If anyone has a better name, feel free to pitch it. I'm always down. Okay. The second thing about Philip, that his last 3 performances at a Golden Spatula have ended in 16, 16, and 15. While he found his first tournament win in the Tacticians Cup 1 in set 11, we haven't seen Philip show that same level of dominance in a major event. For this reason, I think he is the middle ground of the tournament, but also has a very high upside if the dice roll in his favor. Clement. Trying to get back into TFT on a more competitive way, and your friends on YouTube, Twitter. Oh, hey, thank you. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. I'm very, very happy to hear that. I'm happy to do these sorts of streams because I think it's very hard to do content that works for just like the raw volume of information I'm trying to figure out about these players. And I'm really happy to hear that you're enjoying it. Let's go back. So we got Philip down. Who's next? Replay. 24 hours for regionals, yeah. How are scrims going, Dehua? Dewa. I put your name, by the way, into Google Translate. It said Dewa. yeah, Dehua is the guy that distrafted. He confirmed that I can't say it because I'm white and it doesn't matter to him. That's what he confirmed. It's about the Chinese tones. Can I put the closer for replay? I mean, replay is the closer. Although he's kind of been man, replay, it is very, I'm having a hard time with where I want to rank replay. I tend to do my rankings with historical performance in mind. And I don't know, there's like a visualization I can see in my head where it's like I rank the players based on how they have done, and their current set moves that needle within a certain range. There's like a standard deviation, I think, on like how well your current set can move you up. And in the same way, like replay not being as committed to this set, it seems, or at least less vocal. I think that's more of what it is, less vocal. It's like he's on 100 Thieves. He was playing EWC stuff. Like he was definitely playing the game. I don't know that I can, in good faith, rank him as low as other people have. But I also feel like it's almost disrespectful to him to blindly put him in S, because I think it kind of waters down the times in which we do think he's actually the best player in the region. So I'm feeling very conflicted on where I want to put replay. And to be honest, I don't talk to him that much, and I don't know. Like, I know everyone else is saying he's not committed and that he's feeling burnt out and that he's not doing well. I feel like I would rather hear that from him before actually saying like he's a B tier player. Do what we stat nerds always do, just go by the stats. Yeah, but everyone in the top 4 has had a set like this. Setsuko hasn't, actually. Well, he has, but not since set 4, set 5. But Dish Soap has, Wage and Iverson has. Because, like, these stats right here, replay stats, if you look at set 11 where Wajan went to Worlds, his stats looked very similar going into regionals. And then he dominated regional finals until day 3 where he went, 8-8-8-8-8. But barely made it in because Toji also went 8-8-8-8-8. And so, like, if replay has a great run at regionals, his stats are going to look extremely similar to what Wajan Iverson's did in set 11, which I don't think people would consider a bad set for Wajan, even though he did poorly at Worlds and poorly on day 3 of regionals. So it's really hard for me to see these numbers and say this is enough of a reason for me to say replay is not himself. But yeah, I think that I think I am going to. I'm definitely going to be putting replay lower, but I think I am going to put him higher than other people have him. Replay 1-8 Worlds. You go to capitalize unique lunges hero augment with meta a bit more solid static. Yeah, I think for me, I actually feel like the edge I would attribute to replay is more about his understanding of tempo That's one thing. Every time I watch him at regionals, I feel like he always wins the one fight in a game that he needs to win in order to find a top 4. That's like the big thing for me. And it's kind of a hard thing to really quantify. That's way more just off my eye test of when I've watched him play. But it feels like he understands the cadence of the game better than most people. And he understands when he needs to spike. And sometimes it's like just, and a part of that too is why I think he's not like the top 1 player that the other players in the big 4 are. He's way more of a top 4 oriented player, but he's really good at recognizing, hey, I need to win this fight if I want to find a top 4, and he just wins it every time. Okay, let's just start writing. We've been yapping a bit for it on replay. Let's make sure the background is clear on replay. He is a part of the big 4 America. He is the first NA world champ. He has consistently proven himself not only in nearly every cup he's played in, but also in nearly every regional finals that he is perhaps the most consistent player in North American history. With that said, Step 14 has this moment in time may be the lowest expectations the community at large has had for replay. His time commitment to the game seems to be lower than normal, and his cup performances this set did not inspire the same confidence as usual. Despite all of that, also, you know what, now that I think about it, doesn't it being the same patch as Tacticians Cup 3 mean that replay would actually have an edge? Like, if you believe that replay is a better player, raw fundamental skill than the rest of the field, and that his execution is better than most of the players here, the fact that they're playing on the same patch as the last cup should give him an advantage. Because I don't think that his edge is that he's playing wacky stuff and defining the meta. I don't think that. That's not the way I think of him, at least. And maybe I have the wrong read, but I feel like replay is just very solid. And if that's the case, like playing on a patch that is more drawn out and developed, he actually should be stronger, yeah? Does anyone know if Table Scraps works on hacked carousels as artifact or dupes? Oh. Can you get hacked carousels on stage 2 or 3? You can, right? You can get dupes. I don't think you can get artifact anvils. That's a good question. I don't know. Oh, I think you just get the component, though. Actually, it's a really good question. I don't know. Purely from stats, I would say the best players are Wage and Gray of VCLF. Yeah, I mean, statistically, those three like have the best stats. Kurum as well, I think, is there, right? And Broseph. It'd be better to sort by games played so you can see advancement rate. I don't know why this one's not working. That's weird. I actually like looking at games played a bit more because it does show how many times they advance through different stages of tournament. So, you know, if that's the case, you can definitely put Kurum there. Yeah, I've heard Marcel is popping off in scrims. Despite all that, Ryu play is fundamentally one of the best players of all time. I attribute a large amount of his edge to his understanding of lobby, tempo, and his awareness of key fights that he must win in order to top 4. With the patch being more developed than usual, I would argue that is a buff for a player whose execution better than most of the field. Do I run scripts to build out your spreadsheets or all manual? It is just like, you know, just formulas. There's no like actual scripts in here, like nothing that like Google Sheets is running a script. It's all just importing stuff from Google, like the Google Sheets, and then I convert the points into standings, which is just like another thing that I had ChatGPT write. I don't know how to write any of this stuff, but ChatGPT wrote this, and it works. And then this stuff I worked with Sims. You guys might know Sims. Very active Frodan chatter, but known god of the TFT spreadsheet. So he helped me develop this back in set 7, and then I've just been iterating on it since then. Darth Nub. Yeah, Sims is really the GOAT spreadsheet guy. Similar to Bosso Skills and Toronto, Tokyo, I believe that Darth Nub is another player who has a large mismatch between his reputation as a player and his results. Last set, Darth Nub went on a tear during the Golden Spatula, qualify for the set championship. Hey, thank you, Clement. See you soon, man. Where he had a quiet exit. It was on. He got day 1, right? Or not day 1, but day 2, whatever. Game aided. Oh, he went dead last. Yeah. Darth's career AVP sits above 4.5, despite him despite his ladder performance being quite not I don't want to say the opposite. The opposite of 4.5 is what? 4.5. Being quite impressive. He is a valuable member of one of the most dominant study groups of all time, and is highly respected for his knowledge of the game. I can't pretend to understand exactly why this mismatch exists. But until Darth can consistently prove that he is a tournament threat, I feel like I have to be lower on him than most. Let me see if there's anything. I mean, yeah, it's hard because I don't really want to judge him off of these stats because these stats are not good. Obviously. Like, his stats put him as one of the worst in the field. I do not think he's one of the worst in the field, but I'm probably going to put him in C- tier is my guess. C or C-, which I think is way lower than most people have him. And I don't know how he's doing in scrims. Maybe he's killing in scrims. I actually don't even doubt that he would do well in scrims, because it wouldn't surprise me if like the stats I'm seeing are more a reflection of his of just like tournament. Maybe it is a performance anxiety thing or whatever. I have a really hard time putting a lot of faith in Darth. I'm happy to be wrong. I am very happy to be wrong. And from what I know about him, he's a very nice guy and he's brilliant and he's done so much for the scene too. I don't want to make it sound like I'm rooting for him to lose or that I'm hate watching him in any way. I don't know. I really have a hard time buying into the hype that people are selling for Darth Nub. Okay. Let's go to Taliant. Taliant is another player I do not know much about. I know that Taliant's stats are not great, but they're not horrible. They're below average, but not by that much. Let's see some old school stuff. Okay, middle of the pack finals for 9. Didn't really place at 10. Set 11. Out in trials. Rough Cup. Barely missed day 3. Magic and Mayhem only played once. The Arcane only played once. And this set, this is day 1, day 3. Day 1, day 3. And interesting. So they got in off qualifier points on day 1, day 3. Or are they Brazilian sub-regional? Oh, they're Brazilian sub-regional. Because they went 3rd and 4th in Road to Pro. Okay. Okay. Day 1, day 3. I mean, this is what? This I'm assuming is like 25. This is 20, probably 26 points, right? On day 1. $26. So it's not like they performed that poorly, which is why their stats look pretty good still. Not great, but not horrible. But I think anytime you're looking at someone who qualifies in through a sub-regional event, you're always going to I think you're going to assume there's a bit more variance in their play. I think that's more what it is. Taliant has shown that he belongs in the cups. Like these cups have clearly just been a bit of a tragedy, like going 26 points in the first 2 cups, barely missing day 2 qualification, and then having a 19th. Like I don't think Taliant's scores are actually as bad. Like I don't think 78th place is as bad as it sounds. Right? Like what you get one more point and you can make it in off tiebreaker. So I think Taliant has shown that he can keep up with the field. I think it does concern me. Hey, Harmony. I think it does concern me a little bit that we've just never seen performances like this before. This was his first day 3 ever. Yep. Okay. All right. Let's start with that. That was Cup 3, right? Cup 3. Taliant's 19th place at Tacticians Cup 3 is his first ever day 3 in a major, or in a cup. Cup or similarly tiered tournament. If you look at placements alone, you may write off Taliant, the player who high rolled the sub-regional event, the sub-regional circuit, and cheesed their spot in at Golden Spatula. However, Taliant was only 1 point off of advancing to day 2 in both Cups 1 and 2. Without a closer look, possible to say for certain whether the variance we were witnessing was the high end of the BR circuit or the low end of the Amer Cups. The damning part of Taliant's story for me is his lack of historical results despite a lengthy career. For that reason, I feel that I need to be more pessimistic. Taliant in the regionals field. He has one of the lowest HRC rates, and that only becomes more difficult when the field gets and only becomes more becomes more of a burden when and that problem, I'll say, is intensified when the field becomes stronger. He is a middle placement player. Seems to be extremely risk averse. But I'm not confident that that is enough for a field like this. Why would I call it cheesing? I am using the word cheesing here more as a commentary on the way the community at large sees the sub-regional spots. I think that someone failing to perform in the cups over the course of a season, but making it into the regional finals through their sub-regional event would be considered by a lot of community members to be like the easier way, the less respectable way to get into the regional finals. I'm not saying that he's actually cheesing, like using some, you know, off the cuff strategy to get an edge that wouldn't actually work anywhere else. I'm saying more that it's easy to say, oh, he's just the sub-regional player. He's not actually that good. That's what I'm really trying to say. And what I'm trying to do in acknowledging that is saying, you can look at this two different ways. You can either say that he is the sub-regional qualifier who is cheesing his way into the regional finals, or you can say he was 1 point off of day two in both events, and the variance could be either that he high rolled the sub-regional or that he low rolled day one of two different cups. Where what you choose to believe is more up to you. I am, based on his historical data not being particularly strong, the fact that this is his first set ever making a day three, even when you look at the sub-regional events he competed in prior to this, I am choosing to believe that he is one of the weaker players in the field, and that he probably did high roll the sub-regional events relative to how strong he is as a player. That's my personal belief. Of course, anything can happen, but that's kind of where I'm at with Taliant. I am going to put Taliant in my bottom four. Oncale. My notes. I reached out to Pi-Hat about Oncale as well. Is a part of a group of players labeling the next generation. Okay. So, all I really have about Oncale from Pi-Hat is that he's a newer player, kind of on the come up in a group of players who are kind of known as like the next generation of LATAM players, making a push to make it into this kind of tier one or building into some sort of level of stardom. What we can learn from his tournament results, he has 6 games played, and I'm pretty sure that is not for lack of trying. We know he got trials for trials number 3. Is there any reason he's not in trials 1? Let's see. Okay, so he just did not compete in trials 1. So he didn't play in the first cup, and then wait, he got the sub-regional spot going 17th, 1st, and 19th? What? That is really surprising to me. Who won the first one? Mercenary? Did I hear Riot opening esports betting for Valorant and LoL? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. They're about to hit me up for my stats. That's I think they're gonna buy my stats off me for sports betting. Might be time to cash out and dip. See everyone. Wow, they tweeted that on their main. Wow. That is shocking. That is not something I expected to see. And I do wonder if that is saying something a bit more about like where they're at as a company. I don't know. Okay. That's pretty interesting. I don't know how high you have to score to get points. Pretty much everyone else that's at the top just did not compete in all 3 events, and he did. Or at least didn't make top 32. But it's not like his scores were that good in the sub-regionals either. Yeah, I don't know how big these tournaments are. What am I saying? Click on it here. Maybe they're huge. Oh, and they are 3-day events, huh? They go 96 on Latin America South, 96 Latin America North. There are so many Argentinian players. What country is that? Is that Colombia? That's Colombia, right? Why we're opening betting sponsorships in esports and how we're doing it responsibly. Okay, let me read this. We're opening up betting sponsorship opportunities for Tier 1 League of Legends and Valorant teams in Americas and EMEA with safeguards to protect competitive integrity and the fan experience by John Needham. At Riot, we've always believed that building the future of esports means investing in a sustainable ecosystem, not just for today, but the long run. Okay? That's why we're focused on supporting the players, the teams, and the fans who fuel it all. In 2023, I shared our vision for building a sustainable future for our esports ecosystem. Yes, I remember this. Okay. Follow it up with specific changes like a new partnership model and deeper work to unlock more predictable revenue streams and sponsorships for partner teams. One area that's been on our radar and that teams have been asking us to consider for years is sports betting as a sponsor category. Today, I want to share why we're opening up the betting sponsorship category for Tier 1 League of Legends and Valorant teams in Americas and EMEA. We're making sure it's done the right way. Why sports betting? Why and why now? We know sports betting isn't for everyone, and that some fans have strong feelings about it, and we respect that. However, the reality is that betting activity already exists around our sports. It will continue whether we engage with it or not. Historically, that has been. Okay. No, let me read. Historically, this has been a restricted sponsorship category, and Riot does not engage with betting companies. Teams have asked us to reconsider our stance, and after years of analysis to ensure we got it right, we agreed it was time to open up this category to create more revenue opportunities for teams. Sports betting, and more specifically, esports betting, is a space that more fans choose to engage with every year. According to Sport Radar, the total betting turnover globally involving just LoL esports and VCT reached 10.7 billion in 2024. But here's the problem: 70% of bets across all sports are placed in unregulated markets with bookmakers who aren't licensed. We believe it's better to engage in allowing betting sponsorships thoughtfully, carefully, and with the right protections than to sit on the sidelines while risks to fans and integrity go unchecked. Our approach: guardrails first. As the publisher of the world's two biggest esports, we take seriously our duty to teams, players, and fans to safeguard the ecosystem we've built and position it for long-term success. This means fully owning our decision to unlock the category by establishing well-researched sports betting partnership program that answers the call from our partner teams to open up sponsorship opportunities with betting brands to generate additional revenue for their financial health, guides and supports the development of regulations monitoring best practices and educational programs that protect the integrity of esports teams, pros, fans, and events, strengthens and reinforces the competitive integrity standards of our esport competitions by improving our ability to monitor betting activity for violations of our policies. Our ability... How long is this? How long? Our ability to meet these goals means we have to equip teams with the right tools and guidance to effectively navigate the sports betting sponsorship space in a manner that protects the fan and esports event experience. Here are the highlights of how we're engaging sports betting partners. Vet and approve all potential sports betting partners. Yeah. Build on our established partner with Grid. What is Grid? Usually data powered by esports. Hey, wait. Why don't we have this for TFT? I wouldn't have to make my spreadsheets anymore. That would be cool. I'm probably just going to skim through the rest of this. This is a little longer than I thought it was going to be. So they're just going to use their own system for data. Has to be powered by Grid. Mandate team integrity program checks. Ensure competitive integrity. Uphold responsible betting practices. Support foster a tier 2 esports ecosystem. A portion of Riot's revenues earned from sports betting program will be invested back into Tier 2 across a number of areas, including prize pools and additional tournaments, integrity systems, training. So, at the onset, that Riot-owned broadcast and social channels will stay betting free, which means no ads, sponsor segments from betting partners, no betting partner logos on jerseys. Teams can craft how sports betting related content shows up. Okay. I wonder how much of this is more that Riot is saying our demographic is getting older and it's less of an issue. Because the problem I always had with esports betting was that it's like, what if we did sports betting, but we market it to the Little League World Series? And that's what always felt a little weird to me, that it's like a lot of these games are, you know, not exclusively played by children, but they're certainly a part of the ecosystem. And I think there's like some tension there that maybe Riot is saying, like, oh, everyone's getting older and it's okay now. But I do think it reads way more as them saying, we need to find some other ways to make money because this isn't really working. I think it's just a way of saying orgs need money. And that's true. I mean, orgs have really struggled to find any way to be profitable. I'm personally not someone that would really want to engage in sports betting. I do think there are a lot of dangers to it that I'm not personally comfortable with, but I do recognize it's extremely popular. That is very surprising, though. It's very, very surprising. Let me write Ankale, because I really want to finish this. Because I got to do my tier list and stuff, too. Ankale. Ankale seems to be the one player in regionals that sticks out a bit more than others. He failed to make it out of trials for Cup 3 and failed to advance through day 1 in Cup 2. Though he qualified through the LATAM circuit, his scores were not significantly better than others who played, and in fact, actually, I don't really want to flame his LATAM circuit because he did win. Winning the LATAM Open number 2. He is not a regional favorite for LATAM. He represents the new generation of LATAM players who have yet to prove themselves or break out into regional stardom. However, we felt this exact same way about Metzau, right? It was Metzau last set? How do I spell it? Metzau. Oh no, France B. That's what I'm thinking of. We thought it was France B, not Metzau. France B last set. Hey Jack, how you doing? And he nearly made it to Worlds. No way is Ankale considered a favorite But we've seen this episode before. If he does make the run that France B made last set, he will have taken the next step in proving himself as LATAM's next generation star. So Jack, are you home now, or are you still away? Also, Jack, let me just tell you, you missed a very interesting, some very interesting investigative work I was doing on JRC. We did not learn as much as I was hoping for, but this guy has been around for quite a while. Yeah, he actually won a Billy tournament back in set 5, which was a TOC qualifier, but he didn't actually make it into the TOC regional finals, and I cannot figure out why, because we know that he won a TOC sponsored, or a TOC qualifier in some way. Okay, power index time. You're pretty sure he's a demon? Has he been killing it in scrims? Okay, let's just do it this way. We're gonna gut check everything. Setsuko S, yeah. Weijin S, yep. Broseph A+, yeah. Kurum A+, probably, maybe A. Greya A+, yeah. VCLF B+, yeah. I am personally rating Vapakaza higher than VCLF. Mainly because Vapakaza has been performing better since the merge than VCLF, even though VCLF has better stats in this set. Just back, my friend will play. He won Billy prize money, but he was able to play in TOC regional finals due to his location in NA. He would have played. Wow. And he didn't want to play TFT anymore and pivoted to another game. Thus, third, Jing Xing Cha went to TOC 2 regionals. J or C would have been at set 5 regionals. We've done it. Thank you, Kem. Thank you so much. Hey, thank you, Shining Star, for the raid. Appreciate that. And only didn't compete in TOC 2 regional finals due to his residency in the US or in NA. Wow, we've done it. Thank you, Shining. Oh, hope your stream was great, man. Okay, let's go back to our power index. Also, I'm just gonna put the, I'm down to rate JRC pretty highly. Cam A-. I'm going to put Cam A-. Yes, I am. Robin, I'm going to go a little higher, maybe. Perhaps A. Am I putting Robin above Vapakaza and Cam? You know, he won the last cup. I don't know. I'm going to put Robin between A or A-. I think it depends on how many I have. I only have one A right now, so just for the sake of evening it out. It is the same patch, but I was saying this before, Jack. Here's the thing, when you're playing on the same patch, I I feel like because we're playing on a very long patch, it's going to be a buff for the players who I think are just stronger players in general. Just because same patch, I'm pretty sure the NA meta is very different. So like if someone the reason I'm not automatically going to put Robin in S is that like I do think Robin is very good, but I also think that there are players who are stronger than Robin in terms of execution, and I feel like the longer a patch goes on, execution becomes more and more important. So I don't know. I'm down to put him in A though. People leaned a lot more into 7XO Vanguard and didn't play as much Cypher Fast 9 stuff. Or I don't know if you want to leak this, but are people playing more Cypher Fast 9 stuff that in scrims now? Okay, interesting. So the meta. Oh, so do you feel like the Golden Spatula is going to feel a bit more like the EU TC3? I feel like I have too many people in A. I've got like 6 people in A+. I do not know Milk's form. I'm just going to put Milk in A for right now. I feel like I have no Bs. I should definitely have more Bs. J or C, man, and I want to put him high too. B+. Bob Zera, probably C+. Quintanilla. Marcel still has edge, a lot of edge, in fact. Interesting. I don't know. I mean, I'm not opposed to putting Marcel higher, but I do feel like if I start to put him higher, I have to put other people lower. Although I'm kind of down for that. Like, as much as I'm saying I believe in Vapakaza, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I need to actually. Does anyone have a link to the tier list maker? Because it would be helpful for me to kind of visualize the rankings that I'm giving people. Quintanilla is going to be very, very fun to watch. Dehua, if you guys think that you are the flippers, I don't know if you've seen this guy, but 33% first or eighth rate, 14% first, 19% eighth rate, 41% bounce back rate. Thanks, Jack. I'm not a huge believer in Quintanilla though. I think I'm just going to go C-. Oh man, I have a lot of C-. Why is everyone in C- tier? I'm supposed to put more of these people in B, I think. Where's Philip? Philip is my B-. And then I think I have to work off of that. Are they better than Philip or worse than Philip? Trevisan, I think, is around Philip. Taliant, I think, is maybe bot 4. Upset Max, I think, is worse than Philip. Chunnington, I also think, is worse than Philip. But now I feel like everyone is. Okay, hold on. So what would it look like if I was doing this with the tier list maker? This will help me. Okay, so I have Milk in A. I have Bosso. Wait, hold on. Let me just do it this way. Yeah, no, I should just do it that way. Bosso, I have in C. Obzera, I have in C-, right? Obzera. almost positive. Yes, C plus. I have him. Cam, I have an A or A minus. Darth, I have in C minus. Philip, I have in B minus. Robin, I have an A. Tex, where did I put Tex in C? I did. I put Tex in C. Purim, I have an A. Hockey, I have an A plus. Replay. Do I have replay in S still? Probably not. I'm probably putting him in A. I have him in A minus right now. Setsuko, I'm putting in S. Upset Max, I'm putting in C. Wasion, I'm putting in S. Cash, I'm putting in C. Ankale, I'm putting in D. Ekmano, put in B minus. A or C. Did I put B plus or A minus? B plus. Vapakaza, I have A minus, but that might need to move. Toronto Tokyo, I have in B minus. VCLF, I have in B plus. Arctics, I have in C minus. Okay, I think I need more people in D. Grosif, I have in A or an A plus. Chunnington, I have in C minus. Chunnington, I have in C plus. Dehua, I have in C minus. But above these people. Nope, I have an S. Greya. Wait, do I have Greya in S? Because I will have Greya in S. Okay, I'm putting Greya in S. Bopser, I'm assuming I have in C, right? Yeah, C minus. Valiant, I have in C minus. Okay, I think I'm starting to see that I just need more people in D. I've got a few too many people in C tier, I think. And then Marcel in B plus. Okay, now we can kind of look at this. It is hard because I think there is a level of distrust a lot of people have in Ankale, and you don't really want to put other people in that tier, you know? But of my C tiers, my C minuses, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think 2 of these have to go into D tier. So who is going into D tier? Well, let's start with stats. Dish soap, done. D for dish soap. Okay. Taliant only played in 2, or did Taliant fail to make it out of 1? Oh no, he just got day 1 a lot. Taliant is going in D tier. I do not think I'm putting any North Americans in D tier. I would be willing to put Cash, I think. But thing is, Cash, the saving grace for Cash is his tournament or is his ladder results. Is Cash's history that good? I actually have Cash's history quite low. Like, he hasn't really done very well. Because I actually feel like it's Cash's history that is making me want to put him in D tier. Despite the fact that he's very good on ladder. I'm also very tempted to do like something like this and maybe even put Pocky. I mean, I'll think about that. I am very, and I think this is going to be a hot take because of his ladder performance. Like, I don't think he's one of the worst players. I think being a consistent day 2 cup guy for a handful of sets is solid. Yeah. Yeah. I think Ardix or Chunnington are 2 players who it's very possible to put them in D tier. I actually think Dehua is way better than his stats suggest. I don't know if Dehua is still in here. I did want to ask at some point, like, do you have another solo queue account that you play on, or do you actually just have a very low game count most sets? I also feel like in general, it's safe to hedge your bet on someone who's a 1st or 8th player to be in D tier, because I don't think that like the 1st or 8th style will hold up for all of them. Like, they can't all go first. So I feel like you kind of have to pick like Ardix or Quintanilla or Upset Max as D tier. If you're trying to bet on who's going to do well, I feel like you have to choose which one is going to miss. And for that reason, maybe it is Ardix. But Quintanilla is also super new, and I believe has worse stats than Ardix. But Ardix, I know Dehua said Ardix was averaging like a 5.x on in scrims. So maybe I also need to add more to B tier. But to me, it's almost like this is C plus, C plus. I think I'm lower on Upset Max than I was before. And like maybe it actually just looks more like this. And it's Weijin, Greya, Setsuko dish soap. This is so like to me this is S plus, S or S minus probably. Man, like, am I really saying that Robin versus Milk? Like, I'm betting on Robin. That it's hard. I love Robin. I really do love Robin. And like Kurum not being here also feels very wrong. And Broseph. I mean, like, I feel like this list, if you told me this was the order of like the top 10, Weijin, Greya, Setsuko, Disho, Pocky, Broseph, Kurum, Robin. I mean, Robin has placed 8th at regionals more than anyone else, I think, in the history of TFT. Let's see. Or 7th. I guess it's 7th. All of his finals. So we went first. 7th, 7th, 7th. Okay, so 7th. So that's it. If you believe in Robin, you got to put him 7th. Although I think I have to do this. I really I talk a lot about how Kurum has been historically underrated, and I feel like I'm still fighting against underrating him right now. Like, there is a part of me that just wants to do this. Is it wrong that I have too many people in C tier? Okay, wait, so this would be S plus, S, 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 A plus, A plus, A plus, A plus, A minus, A minus, B plus, B plus, B plus, B plus. Maybe I just don't have any B's. I don't have any B's because I go B plus to B minus. So maybe Philip is B tier. This is placing 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh no, this is exactly where Philip needs to be. Philip is my 16th spot. I want Philip 16 on the power ranking. And then McMano, Toronto, Tokyo. Yeah, so it's like B, and then it's B minus, B minus, B minus. And all of C tier, I feel like I almost feel like it's like there's a gap to me. Like, I want to believe in Bosso. Problem with Bosso is just like historical tournament performances are just not there. He did go 15th though. And Bob Zera has been having a pretty solid set. I just also think wherever I would put Bob Zera, I have to nerf him because he has not shown up at a major event before. Like, there is a part of me that would be willing to do this and put Bob Zera very low and just kind of stake the claim that, like, until you show up at a major, I can't give you more respect on the tier list. Also, how good is Chunnington? This is kind of like the last hurrah for Chunnington because AMP is nerfed on the next patch. I'm down to say, I mean, this is still that Chunnington's going like 21st. So right now, I'm basically saying that the bottom four that are not making it are Taliant, Ankale, Artix, and Quintanilla. And then Cash, Bobster, Darthnub, Bopzera. Upset Max. I think I'm putting Max there. Bopzera, Dohua here. And this is C plus, C plus, C plus. I'm down to just say Dohua is C plus, and then it's C, C, C minus, C minus, C minus, C minus, D plus, D plus, D plus, D. All right, let's adjust from there and see how that feels now. I'm putting. I actually might adjust. I might, instead of like A plus, A plus, A plus, A plus, it might be A plus, A plus, A minus, A minus. I think I like that a little more. A. Vapakaza is now going to B plus. Cam is A minus. Replay A minus. Broseph A plus. Greya S. Pocky A plus. McMano. Did he stay B minus? He is B minus. Toronto Tokyo B minus. Philip is going to B. Trevisan is B minus. The only reason Trevisan is B minus is because I need to pick someone from C to be B minus tier. VCLF B plus. Marcel P B plus. JRC B plus. Bosso is now C plus. Tex C plus. Artix D plus. Quintanilla C minus. Taliant D plus. Dohua is now C plus. Did I get to Bopzera yet? No, I'm dropping him though. Bopster C minus, Darthnub C minus, Cash C minus, Bopzera is C, Chunnington C plus, Upset Max C, Ankale D, Setsuko S, Wasian Iverson S plus, Dishsoap S. That looks pretty reasonable to me. What's everyone think? Thanks for the stream. Hey, thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate that. I don't think there's anything wrong with the bigger C tier. Which players do you think play better against better competition? Which players do you think the less competitive cups helped more? I think that the first time competitors are the ones that are most susceptible to not performing in this field, and there's a lot of them. So Broseph, Arctics, JRC, I'm putting the asterisk there because yes, he hasn't, but he's played on that level-ish, kind of. Quintanilla, Chunnington, Trevisan, Upset Max, Duhua. I think all of those players are susceptible to that. There's an argument that maybe Bosso gets moved up to B minus even for that reason. Like at least Bosso has played at a regionals before, although I don't think he did well. Yeah, 28th. Was there another one? That 8. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. He made tier 1 cutoff at 28th. You're correct. He was playing for tier 1. He knew. I feel pretty good about this. I think this feels fine to me. Yeah. I don't know if there's anything I would change. Like you could do this. But then I kind of feel weird putting 2 flippers on D tier. You know, like surely one of them hits. Like, isn't it better to... Wouldn't it be a safer bet for me to do this? And just bet that Quintanilla is making Pro Tour, Pro Circuit? Because, like, surely either Kint or Arctics are making them. Because they're going to be in the same lobby at some point playing against each other. One of them's going to win out and the other won't. But I think if I put Cash in D tier, I'm going to get a lot of flame from the community. I think putting him in C minus tier is already very, quite a hot take for a lot of people. Whatever. Let's just send it. That's true. I will get more flame than Darth in C minus. Yeah, I'm sending it, like, I'm just gonna post it on Twitter. That's what I mean. That is very true, though. I do not think anything is going to get more flame than putting Darth in C minus. But yeah, that's how it goes. Okay, well, oh yeah, and this is something kind of fun actually. I did this for set 11 or 12, one of them, where at the end of the set, or at the end of the tournament, I put the players in tiers here, and then I compare how they did with, like my power index. It's kind of fun. So I'll set this up. We're almost done. Crazy. Whoops, what? Copied the wrong thing. B plus. Yeah. I mean, we're pretty much there. Does anyone know where we can see the regional lobbies? Oh, yes. I can get it. Let me make sure I'm not like leaking something by accident. Here. Here are the lobbies that we're playing. So I don't know, Dom, if you saw the draft. The draft was insane yesterday, by the way. Look at lobby 3. Weijin, Trevisan, Pocky, Replay, Cash, Robin, Vapakaza, VCLF. Yeah, Frodan streamed it. I was on the stream with him. We were talking about it as it was going on. It was very fun. But yeah, they don't have an official stream for it. It was just something that happened in Discord. So Frodan was just showing the document while they were doing it. It was very, very cool. Lobby 4 is definitely the on paper easiest lobby. And obviously it's just for 2 games and then everything normalizes, but lobby 3 and lobby 4, the difference is just absurd. Like I was saying, just if you go pound for pound, I would take Weijin over Marcel. I would take Trevisan over Taliant. I would take Pocky over Bopzera. I would take Replay over Upset Max. I would take McMano over Cash, but a lot of people would take Cash over McMano for what it's worth. I would take Robin over Bosso. I would take Vapakaza over Chunnington. And then I would take Cambuli over VCLF, but I think they're in similar tiers. Like, it is insane for pound for pound how much harder Lobby 3 is. It is so gross. So yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be very fun. Okay. Was it based off of QP? So the first players, the first 4 got to draft the first player in each lobby. But then, so Greya chose Ankale, Kurum chose Tex, Weijin chose Trevisan, Marcel chose Taliant. But then the players who got drafted got to pick the next person. So Taliant drafted Bopzera, Trevisan drafted Pocky, and that's where things got weird. Trevisan drafted Pocky, and when it came to Pocky drafted Replay. So Ankale didn't show up to the draft, and this is where it got super spicy because Ankale didn't show up to the draft, and so it auto drafted the person with the fewest qualifier points in the Americas, which was Dishope because he only played in 1 tournament. And so Dishope got auto drafted into lobby 1, and he snap picked Dehua. And so everyone was cracking up. I mean, like, you could see there were tons of like fire emotes and stuff. I can pull it up. Where is it? Look at this. Since the timer ran out, we've defaulted to auto draft using the current remaining QP. Disho. Instantly, Dehua. Everyone starts reacting to it. It's awesome. Yeah, so it'll be fun. I'm assuming we're starting with lobby C or lobby 3 in the main broadcast. So I don't know if that means Frodan's not allowed to. I don't know how they do it actually. One way or another, it will be covered, whether it's by just us or whether it's by both, because I'm sure that Frodan will want to go there if it's not available, or if it is available. Okay. I think a bunch of the casters are actually about to get together to go over meta stuff, so I think I should probably end stream here. We got through all of this though. This has been super successful. Thank you everyone for hanging out as I wrote all these notes, and for your insight too. It's been great to hear everyone. I don't know. I'm probably not going to be streaming anymore after this before regionals since it's tomorrow. Right? Today's Thursday? Yeah, today's Thursday. So since it's tomorrow, I probably don't have any other time to stream prep stuff. But this has been super fun. So thanks everyone for hanging out. And I hope you guys appreciate like getting a little bit of a look behind the curtain. I know most of you are probably going to watch the co-stream. I don't blame you. It is so fun to watch Frodan watch the games, and even just having like an observer in the game to click around. There's a ton of value. But if you guys have some time where you just want something different, I would love for you to all hang out in the main broadcast, or at the very least, maybe tune in for a game or two. So, regardless, thanks for hanging out. This has been super fun. Let me see who we can raid. Isn't there a way to do this where I can see people? Let's see who is streaming. Teamfight Tactics. Oh wow, there are not a lot of people streaming TFT right now, huh? Yoon is streaming. Is there anywhere you guys want to go? Maybe Becca? Sure, I'm down. Here you go. Everyone go raid Becca. We got some educational content, and now it's time to go have some fun, some entertainment with Becca. So thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you guys later.